And we're also joined by seven-time Mr. Olympia. I want to see this guy, Phil Heath.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be really exciting because we're talking about something that every bodybuilding fan loves, the greatest Mr. Olympias of all time. Now we all know that winning the Mr. Olympia title is the biggest dream for any bodybuilder, but only a few legends have truly left their mark on history. So in this video, I'm going to share my personal list of the top 5 greatest Mr. Olympia champions ever based on their titles, their physiques, their impact on the sport, and their overall legacy. This is a must-watch video till the very end. You won't want to miss a single moment. So without wasting any more time, let's start the video.
And we're also joined by seven-time Mr. Olympia. I want to see this guy, Phil Heath.
At number 5, I've placed Phil Heath, famously known as The Gift. The reason why I put Phil Heath in the top 5 greatest Mr. Olympias in history is simple. While legends like Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney won multiple titles in their own dominant eras, Phil Heath achieved greatness in the modern era of bodybuilding, where the competition was extremely intense and every year brought new challenges. He didn't just win once or twice, he became Mr. Olympia 7 times in a row from 2011 to 2017. And that's something truly special. Since Phil's reign, no other bodybuilder has been able to win even 3 Mr. Olympia titles, which shows just how dominant and consistent he really was. Phil Heath first won the Mr. Olympia title in 2011 by defeating none other than Cutler. From that moment on, he completely took over the Olympia stage for the next 7 years. During his reign, one of the most talked about rivalries in bodybuilding history developed: Phil Heath versus Kai Greene. These two went head-to-head several times, with Kai Greene often finishing as the runner-up. Their intense battles and on-stage drama made the sport even more exciting for fans around the world. In 2018, Phil finally lost the title to Shawn Rhoden, and if that hadn't happened, he could have very well tied the all-time record and become an 8-time Mr. Olympia champion. When we talk about Phil Heath's physique, it's honestly hard to believe how complete and detailed his body was. His muscles looked full and round from every angle, his shape was incredibly aesthetic, and his overall conditioning was on another level. His body showed deep separation between each muscle group, and the sharp detailing across his physique made him look like a living anatomy chart. Many fans and experts believe that Phil Heath had one of the most beautiful and complete physiques ever seen on the Olympia stage. His back was among the greatest in bodybuilding history, and his arms, especially his biceps, were mature, peaked, and perfectly shaped. His legs were also very well developed, giving him a complete and balanced look from head to toe. And that's exactly why I believe Phil Heath deserves the number 5 spot on this list. Yes, I had other options too. But no one dominated the modern era like he did, and no one carried such a perfect, detailed physique to the Olympia stage year after year. Phil Heath's legacy is written in history, and he will always be remembered as one of the greatest of all time. At number 4, I would like to place Cutler, the 4-time Mr. Olympia champion. The reason why I believe Cutler deserves a spot in the top 5 greatest Mr. Olympias of all time is because of his incredible journey, his sportsmanship, and the era in which he competed. Cutler was one of the few bodybuilders who had the courage and determination to go head-to-head with the legendary Ronnie Coleman. For 4 years in a row, Cutler finished in second place behind Ronnie, always close, but never quite winning. Yet, he never gave up. He kept working, kept improving, and finally, in 2006, he achieved what many thought was impossible. He defeated Ronnie Coleman and won his very first Mr. Olympia title. What made Cutler truly special wasn't just that victory, it was the way he handled it. Even after beating one of the greatest of all time, didn't celebrate in a way that would seem disrespectful. He didn't say he was better than Ronnie. Instead, he humbly said, Ronnie simply wasn't at his best that year. Showed nothing but respect, even during his biggest moment. Went on to win the Mr. Olympia title 4 times in total in 2006, 2007, 2009, and finally in 2010. But in 2011, a new era began. That year, Phil Heath defeated Cutler and took the title, ending Jay's championship run. As for his physique, Cutler had one of the most powerful and massive builds ever seen on stage. With his wide shoulders, full chest, detailed back, and huge separated legs, his body had an incredible X-frame look. He was especially known for his famous quad stomp pose, a moment that always got the crowd excited and reminded everyone why he was a true champion. Jay Cutler's journey from second place to becoming a four-time Mr. Olympia, his humility, his iconic rivalry with Ronnie Coleman, and his complete massive physique make him one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, and that's why he absolutely deserves the number 4 spot on this list. At number 3, I've placed Dorian Yates, the six-time Mr. Olympia champion who completely dominated the bodybuilding world in the 1990s. Dorian first stepped onto the Olympia stage in 1991, where he finished second behind the legendary Lee Haney. That year, Lee Haney won his 8th and final Olympia title and then retired from the sport. The very next year, in 1992, Dorian Yates returned to the stage and claimed his first Mr. Olympia victory. Kevin Levrone was the runner-up that year, but Dorian came in with a monster physique that shocked the entire bodybuilding world. From that point on, Dorian remained unbeatable, winning the Mr. Olympia title 6 times in a row from 1992 to 1997. In his final Olympia appearance in 1997, Dorian defeated Nasser El Sonbati, a result that sparked controversy among many fans and critics. A lot of people believe that Nasser was in his best shape ever and deserved to win that year. However, the judges awarded the title to Dorian once again. What made that win even more surprising was the fact that Dorian had actually torn his triceps just 3 weeks before the competition. Despite the serious injury, he still stepped on stage and competed and ended up winning. After securing his 6th title in 1997, Dorian Yates officially retired from professional bodybuilding. When we talk about Dorian Yates' physique, it was something that had never been seen before. He brought extreme muscularity, massive size, and razor-sharp conditioning to the stage. He was especially known for his famous shadow look, a term used to describe his dark, dense, and grainy appearance that made his physique look incredibly powerful and detailed under the lights. His back development was considered one of the best in bodybuilding history, and his legs were equally thick and complete. Dorian's muscle density, low body fat, and deep muscle separation gave him that hard-as-nails look that set a new standard in the sport. His intense, no-nonsense training style also became legendary and inspired a whole new generation of bodybuilders. Dorian Yates wasn't just a champion, he was a revolution. His arrival changed the definition of what a Mr. Olympia could look like, and his legacy still influences bodybuilding to this day. At number 2, I would like to put Lee Haney, the 8-time Mr. Olympia champion. Lee Haney was the first bodybuilder in history to win the Mr. Olympia title 8 times in a row, creating a legacy that had never been seen before. Before him, Arnold Schwarzenegger held the record with 7 Olympia wins, but Lee Haney took the sport to a whole new level. He made his Olympia debut in 1983, where he finished in 3rd place. But just 1 year later, in 1984, he returned to the stage with a much more improved and dominant physique. That year, he defeated Mohamed Makawi and won his very first Mr. Olympia title, and from that moment, he never looked back. From 1984 to 1991, Lee Haney ruled the bodybuilding world, winning the Mr. Olympia title 8 years in a row. His final win came in 1991, where he defeated a young and upcoming Dorian Yates. After that victory, Lee Haney decided to retire as the reigning champion, walking away from the sport at the top of his game. His achievement of winning 8 consecutive titles without ever losing once made him an icon in the sport. He became a global name, respected by fans and athletes all over the world. Lee Haney, a proud black athlete, truly dominated the sport in his era, and his name is still mentioned among the greatest legends of all time. When it comes to his physique, Lee Haney brought an ideal combination of size, shape, and perfect symmetry. During his Olympia reign, he stood around 6 feet tall and weighed nearly 260 pounds, making him one of the biggest competitors of his time. But it wasn't just about being big. Haney's body was extremely well balanced, with wide shoulders, a narrow waist, and well-developed muscles that flowed smoothly from top to bottom. His physique had a very pleasing and aesthetic shape, something that was rare to see at that size. Lee Haney set a new standard in bodybuilding. He showed that you could have both size and beauty in one package. Lee Haney's dominance, his consistency, his perfect blend of mass and symmetry, and his humble personality all make him one of the greatest Mr. Olympias of all time, and that's why he deserves the number 2 spot on this list. At number 1, I had to choose none other than Ronnie Coleman, the all-time greatest bodybuilder in the history of the sport. Yes, he also won 8 Mr. Olympia titles in a row, just like Lee Haney. But what separates Ronnie Coleman is his unbelievable dedication, his unmatched size, and the legacy he built through years of hard work and pain. Ronnie's journey to the top was not easy. He made his Olympia debut back in 1992 but didn't place. He didn't compete in 1993, and in 1994 he returned to finish 15th, almost at the very bottom. In 1995, he improved slightly and took 11th place, and in 1996 he made it to 6th. But then in 1997 he slipped back down to 9th place. Most people would have given up after all those ups and downs. But Ronnie Coleman didn't. He didn't lose hope. He believed in his dream. He believed that one day he could become Mr. Olympia, and that belief, that fire, kept him going. Finally, in 1998, Ronnie Coleman shocked the entire world by defeating Flex Wheeler and winning his very first Mr. Olympia title. That victory meant more to him than anything else, not just because he won, but because of the long, painful journey it took to get there. And after that, Ronnie didn't stop. He went on to win the Mr. Olympia title 8 years in a row, from 1998 to 2005. He completely redefined what it meant to be a bodybuilding champion. Then, in 2006, his historic run came to an end when he lost to Cutler. After that, Ronnie officially retired, but his name, his physique, and his legacy never left the stage. During his Mr. Olympia reign, Ronnie Coleman brought something to the sport that no one had ever seen before. His physique was absolutely massive. He was known for his insane muscle size, extreme conditioning, and dominating stage presence. His back development was out of this world, his legs were huge and full of detail, and his overall muscle fullness set a new standard for mass monsters in bodybuilding. But Ronnie wasn't just about size, he was incredibly strong, lifting weights that most bodybuilders could only dream of. His training videos became legendary, and so did his catchphrases like "Yeah buddy" and "lightweight baby." Even after suffering from many serious injuries later in life, Ronnie Coleman's dedication to the sport never faded. He pushed the limits of human potential, inspired millions of people around the world, and left behind a legacy that may never be matched. That's why, in my opinion, Ronnie Coleman is the greatest Mr. Olympia of all time, and that's why he takes the number 1 spot on this list. And that wraps up my list of the top 5 greatest Mr. Olympias in history, from the mass monster Ronnie Coleman to the aesthetic legend Heath. But now I want to hear from you. Who do you think is the greatest Mr. Olympia of all time? Do you agree with this list? Or would you replace someone like Cutler or Dorian Yates with another legend like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sergio Oliva? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read and replied to everyone. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing bodybuilding content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.